biggest Capitol building in the country. People say this is just a Texas state capitol, but doesn't it look more like something out of Rome or Florence? Well, of course, there's multiple stories, spiraling balconies, cathedral-style domes, almost like this wasn't built for politics at all, but for something much older, something sacred.
Okay, the psychological map of Austin. Let's lay it out. Cities send messages long before they ever enforce laws. Architecture is soft power, street grids are behavioral levers, statues are ideological anchors, and Austin, more than any other city in Texas, is a psychological landscape disguised as a creative district. Let's map it the way intelligence agencies would. Number 1, the Capitol is a central psi anchor. A city always reveals its true masters by what sits at its center. In Austin, it's not commerce, not transit, not faith, it's government. The Capitol, placed deliberately at the high ridge of Congress Avenue, elevated above all human activity like a priest on a dais. This is not accidental. The Capitol is a visual command node. Every angle of the city is arranged so you never forget who the protagonist is. Why is Congress Avenue designed as the perfect visual corridor to the Capitol? Because repeated exposure creates psychological hierarchy. The Capitol is the father, the city is the child. You are the subject, moving through the corridor of authority. This is why it's framed from miles away. So your mind registers it as the axes of meaning. This is ancient Roman urban design replicated in a Texan shell. Number 2, the University plus Capitol alignment. College Street isn't near the Capitol by coinkydink. You place the impressionable next to the powerful when you want continuity of worldview. The UT Tower and the Capitol Dome sit on the same line of sight, a symbolic pipeline between academia and governance. This is a message. Ideology flows from one to the other, normalizing each, reinforcing each, legitimizing each. Students walk into the shadow of policy. Policy walks into the cover of academia. This is not a relationship. This is an alignment. Number 3, the statues, identity anchors, and memory weapons. Statues aren't decorations. They're anchors for cultural memory, strategically placed to remind the population how to feel, who to fear, and whom to admire. Austin statues on the Capitol grounds of UT's campus serve these functions. Hero framing, certain figures are elevated to shape the city's ideological story not based on truth, but on utility. Shame engineering, other statues or their removal, creates psychological friction, a constant low-level rewriting of memory that keeps populations malleable. Spatial messaging. Statues are placed at turning points, entrances, and courtyards to prime the psyche as you move throughout the city. A statue isn't a figure. It's a cue that tells you this is whom we praise. This is whom we forget. This is who you should be. This is who you must not be or else. Austin uses statues in kind of the way intelligence agencies use narratives, as frames around identity. Now, Number 4, the grid itself. The hidden geometry of control. Austin's layouts look quirky, but it actually isn't at all. Its misaligned streets, angled intersections, and oddly placed arteries create traffic friction, keeping people tired, delayed, slightly anxious. A tired commuter is a compliant citizen. Behavioral drift. Unintuitive grids make you rely on wayfinding tools. When you stop knowing where you are, you start accepting where you're told to go. Corridor herding. Only certain roads truly flow, funneling humans into predictable patterns. Freedom by design becomes movement by default. Now, number 5, the subterranean question. Is there a dumb, deep underground military base gritting beneath the Capitol? Let's talk about what nobody says publicly. The Capitol grounds absolutely have tunnels, protected corridors, climate-controlled passages, hardened infrastructure. But deeper than that, intelligence mapping looks for unusually thick utility corridors, off-diagram service shafts, seismic anomalies, unexplained access points, emergency egress routes that don't go anywhere. Austin's Capitol footprint mirrors classic federal dumb logic. Central authority on a hill, radial underground spokes, protected lines to empower adjacent institutions like universities, judicial buildings, comms hubs. The question isn't, is there a dumb? The real question is, why is the Capitol built with the same defensive redundancies as federal deep sites? Something designed to go dark is something designed to remain operational when the surface level population is not. Now, let that settle in. Number 6, the psych landmark triangle. There are 3 psychological pillars of Austin: the Capitol, authority, UT Tower, ideology, Frost Tower, downtown core, capital. Draw lines between them. You get a triangle. Cities don't accidentally form symbols. This triangle represents power, indoctrination, economy, a closed circuit. You live inside that circuit. Every major road feeds into or outward from one of these 3. This ensures that students always flow toward the capital, workers always flow toward corporate nodes, citizens always flow through ideological filters. This is what psychological cities look like. This is how you manufacture consent without saying a word. Number 7, the ritual routes, an ecology of identity. Certain roads in Austin function like ceremonial paths. Congress to the Capitol is a ritual ascent. South Congress to SoCo is a ritual of consumer identity. UT to downtown is a ritual of ambition. These movements are not accidental. Over time, repeated travel along these paths imprints identity narratives. Who you are, who you serve, what do you desire, what you fear. Your commute becomes catechesis. Your nightlife becomes initiation. Your recreation becomes obedience. This is city as ritual, city as teacher, city as therapist, city as manipulator. So to close, Austin is not random, it's intentional. Capital that crowns a psychological skyline, a universally aligned like a feeder artery. Statues as memory weapons, street grids as behavioral modification, districts as identity labs, a subterranean logic built for continuity of authority. Austin is a city with the thesis statement: shape the people by shaping the places the people move through. And the architects believe most people will never see it, but now you do. You just step behind the curtain. This is Chase Parrish, Space.